Imagine that you're on the phone with a client when suddenly you receive an email from your boss. If this is a routine question you're discussing on the phone, something you've answered a million times before, then you might feel comfortable continuing the conversation while addressing the email from your boss at the same time. This is an example of multi-communication, and I'm sure that all of us have used it at some point in time in the workplace. Today I'm going to discuss with you 3 important factors to consider when multi-communicating that I found in a journal article titled "The Business Communicator as Presence Allocator, Multi-Communication, Equivocality, and the Status at Work." The first factor to consider is the method or medium used to communicate. Next is conflicting factors or the equivocality of an issue. Last, I will discuss with you the position or authority held by the person that you are speaking with. As technology evolves, so does the number of possibilities for communication. There's face-to-face interaction, audio-video conferencing, telephones, fax, email, instant messaging or IM, and pagers, just to name a few. The ability to mass communicate through tools such as email allows you to save time and reduces the need for managers to hold meetings just to deliver a simple message to employees. Some mediums such as IM and email allow for more individual flexibility. You can chat or email one person or up to as many people as you would like to, all at the same time. The second thing to consider when multi-communicating is the need to avoid conflicting factors. When people use nonverbal communication, such as hand gestures, facial expressions, or body language, things can get very confusing. A thumbs-up gesture from a boss to an employee to me means a job was well done, but to somebody from a different cultural background, this can have a negative connotation. Something also as simple as eye contact when speaking to another person can be very important while communicating. I used to work with a Punjabi man who would never look me directly in the eye when we were communicating. I first thought this was rude until he explained to me that as part of his culture, it was considered rude or inappropriate to look at a woman directly in the eye while they were speaking to each other. The third factor to consider when multi-communicating is the status or rank held by the person you are communicating with. The article explained that the higher the status or rank of the person you are communicating with, the less likely you will be to multi-communicate. An example of this would be if your boss was standing next to your desk talking to you and you received an instant message pop up in the corner of your computer screen. You would not interrupt the conversation with your boss to address this instant message, but you would be much more likely to do so if it was a fellow coworker instead of your boss in the same situation. In most situations dealing with a superior, the correct thing to do would not be to multi-communicate, but instead to stop what you're doing and devote your full time and attention to your superior. We all know that technology is constantly growing and improving, meaning that soon we'll have even more methods of communication to choose from. That makes it even more important to pay attention to the environment around you. Pay attention to things like cultural differences and backgrounds, nonverbal communications and gestures, and the status or rank of persons that you're communicating with. All of these factors are necessary for everyday communication, but become even more important when multi-communicating. Now that I've discussed some tips on how to make multi-communication more effective, I hope that you will be able to use this information in deciding whether multi-communication can be an effective method or tool for you in your workplace. Thank you.